trail goes up through oak and hickory, leaves scattered dry and gold beneath my boots. I stopped to catch the scent of roadside aster. The wind came cold against my neck, no fruit. Not yet, but I have learned the way of hills. They hold their shape when every other thing has bent or broken under summer's weight. And still a quiet promise waits to sing. I didn't know if I believed the ground would keep the hope it showed me in the spring, but I kept climbing when the light went down and let the breeze teach me how to wait. The hills keep their promise slow and deep, not loud, not fast, but steady as the creek that carves its way through stone and calls it home. And I am learning how to trust the unknown. The ridgeline opens like an old church door. The sky spills amber through the gap of trees. A single hawk rides currents to the floor of cotton fields and quiet, patient knees. I knelt not in a building but the grass, and let the fading daylight hold my breath. The wind that touched my neck began to pass, a warmth as close as skin that faced the death. I didn't know if I believed the ground would keep the hope it showed me in the spring, but I kept climbing when the light went down and let the breeze teach me how to wait. The hills keep their promise slow and deep, not loud, not fast, but steady as the creek that carves its way through stone and calls it home. And I am learning how to trust the unknown. And something caught my eye, an old fence post, grown over with wild rose and goldenrod. A single strand of barbed wire held the ghost of someone who believed this land was God's. And standing there I knew I'd seen the same, a quiet faith that didn't need a name. The hills keep their promise slow and deep, not loud, not fast, but steady as the creek that carves its way through stone and calls it home. And I am learning how to trust the unknown. Yes, I am learning how to trust the unknown. I walked this trail last spring with heavier boots, hands in my pockets, counting every root. The river was high, the sky was a slate of gray, and I carried a silence I couldn't give away. I stopped where the birch tree splits into two. You said once you'd carve our names there. I never knew how to finish a thing that was never truly mine. So I just stood there, watching the wind pull the line through the gaps in the fence the cattle had knocked down. And the sound was like someone letting go of a didn't fix anything that day. I just let the wind say what it had to say. Now I walk slow where the bark feels still warm, like it held the sun long after the storm. I run my fingers down the grain of a limb. Something about that touch keeps calling me in. I don't know if the meadow ever noticed my grief, but the path through it, it's a kind of relief. Memory pulls me back, the empty net, the cold, the slip of a hand I thought I'd always hold. His fingers let go of the line, and I let go of his name. In a hospital room where the light felt the same as it does now, falling through the maple leaves, I remember pressing my palm to the window, believed if I held hard enough he'd stay. But the glass just followed, the machine beeped on, and the nurse smiled as she unplugged the IV pole, rolled it out like a cart full of rain. I couldn't breathe, so I walked this trail again, and the wind still sings through the same fence gap. I'm learning to see what the quiet unwraps. Now I walk slow where the bark feels still warm, like it held the sun long after the storm. I run my fingers down the grain of a limb. Something about that touch keeps calling me in. I don't know if the meadow ever noticed my grief, but the path through it, it's a kind of relief. I caught nothing today, but the line was still in the water. That's more than I used to believe was worth bother. The leaves fall and the fence ruts, and the birch still stands. And I'm learning to hold things with open hands. I walk slow where the bark is still warm. The sun held on through the storm. I touch the grain where the split begins, and I think maybe that's how hope wins. Not in fixing, not in catching, just showing up again. With dirt on my boots and the wind through the fence. The last car left a whistle hanging thin. I stood on the boards where the old sign spins. A woman's voice called someone down the line. I picked up my bag and let the dusk unwind. The bench I sat on had 100 names, carved with a pocket knife worn down by rain. I traced one letter with a calloused thumb, and thought about the years that had come undone. I didn't plan to stay so long away. The city ate the light at the end of day, but under this sky, the color of bruised wheat, I feel the ground begin to hold my feet. little more like home, a little less like stone. The sound of grass bending where I walk alone. The station keeper turned the lantern low, and I remembered something I used to know. The gravel road that used to feel so long now seems short enough to carry in a song. A fence post tilting, a mailbox red with rust, a field of thistle where we used to trust. I didn't say a prayer, I just breathed the air, the way you do when no one else is there. And in the quiet something settled down, like a nail that finally finds the grain. A little more like home, a little less like stone. The sound of grass bending where I walk alone. The station keeper turned the lantern low, and I remember something I used to know. Not the house, not the name, just the weight of the evening, the way the light fell the same, and the waiting I was leaving. A little more like home, a little less like stone. The dust on my boots, the path I've always known. Station keeper turned the lantern low, and I remembered mercy soft and slow. The last hymn faded, the congregation's gone. I'm still on the pew where I sat before the dawn. My hands are still open, the words all used up, the echo of grace in a half-empty cup. But the cup isn't here, just a worn wooden rail and the smell of old pages that never grow stale. I came here to lead, to hold up the light, but the flame felt too small in the middle of night. Now the silence is heavy, the dust in the air, and I'm not sure if anyone noticed my prayer. So I stay when the doors are all shut, feel the cold of the floor on my knees and my gut. No one to see if I stumble or fall, just the old wooden cross and the dust in the hall. I'm empty, I'm tired, I'm down to the bone, but this is the first time I don't feel alone. The sermon I preached was a borrowed old song. I sang it so long that the meaning felt wrong. But here in the quiet, no pulpit to hide, I'm just a man with a tear on the inside. The candlelight flickers, the shadows grow still. There's a peace that I didn't expect, and I will let it wash through the cracks where the striving has been. This grace isn't earned, it's just waiting within. I came here to give, but I'm learning to take a breath that's not forced, a heart that won't break. The pews are all empty, the altar is bare, but someone is kneeling beside me in prayer. So I stay when the doors are all shut, feel the cold of the floor on my knees and my gut. No one to see if I stumble or fall, just the old wooden cross and the dust in the hall. I'm empty, I'm tired, I'm down to the bone, but this is the first time I don't feel alone. The pages are worn, the ink is all brown. I read where the shepherd goes after the sheep leaves town. He doesn't scold, he doesn't demand, he just picks up the broken and holds them by hand. So I stay when the doors are all shut, feel the cold of the floor on my knees in my gut. No one to see if I stumble or fall, just the old wooden cross and the dust in the hall. I'm empty, I'm tired, I'm down to the bone, but this is the first time I don't feel alone. And the silence itself is the hymn I had missed. The last amen is the first time I'm kissed. The kettle steam fogs the window above the counter. My hands find the mug that has stayed through the years. The house feels too wide with the quiet that settles, and my thoughts still run on the rhythm of bells. But the coffee is poured and I'm not in a rush. No lessons to plan, no chalk in my hand. Before the coffee cooled, I watched the dust dance in the light that the morning unbars. I heard the clock on the wall ticking through, a stillness I never learned in the halls.
I spend my whole life trying to fill empty spaces with dates and with names and the work of my hands.
But the silence crept in when the last lock was turning,
And left me alone with the dust and the clock.
so I poured the coffee and sat down the weight of a life I am learning to lead. Before the coffee cooled, I watched the dust dance in the light that the morning unbars. I heard the clock on the wall ticking through, a stillness I never learned in the halls. This is the lesson I never prepared for. Not to teach, but to let myself be. The steam curls up like a question I'm holding, and the stillness is starting to speak. Before the coffee cooled, I found the peace that was always here, waiting for me. The clock still ticks, but it's no longer time. It's just the sound of the soul learning stillness. Counters warm where the flowers build. She measures salt with her hand still stiff from work. A loaf is proofing by the windowsill. And outside a laugh she knows cuts through the dusk. She wipes her brow with the back of her wrist, sets the table slow, lets the kettle whistle low. While the bread rises and the yard grows dim, she finds a rest she didn't know she needed. Heaven in a wooden spoon against the bowl, and a child's voice where the weak one stood. The phone is quiet, the radio is off, just the hum of the oven and the ticking of the clock. She remembers her mother did the same. Flour on her apron, humming low and calm. She sets the butter out, pulls the quilt from the chair, waits for the sound of boots on the back step. While the bread rises and the yard grows dim, she finds a rest she didn't know she needed. Heaven in a wooden spoon against the bowl, and a child's voice where the weak one stood. Not the manna she expected, but the table set and the company kept. Small thing, the crust split open, steam rising soft in the quiet of the room. While the bread rises and the table fills, she finds the rest she didn't know she needed. Heaven in the crust and the steam in the hand she holds, and a child's voice that knows it is home. Dozen motes caught the afternoon like gold. I climbed the pull downstairs, the wood still cold. A box of letters tied with farmer's twine. His hand that same looped I knew from every line. I traced the fold where he had stopped mid-sentence, words were just the ordinary kind. But something rose like morning from the paper, a faith that I had nearly left behind. And I remember now the way we learned about, not in a pew but at the kitchen sink that leak. He'd read aloud while I was scrubbing stains, and every amen meant we would not sink. The house that built my faith was just a frame, but every nail he drove was a whispered name. That second page, he wrote about the winter, when the pipes froze and all the heat ran low. We prayed together, not for firewood, but for the patience just to let the cold wind go. I never saw him as a man who wavered, but in this letter I can read the cracks. He wrote, my love, I don't know if he hears us, but I still set the table and we'll wait him back. And I remember now the way we learned about, not in a pew but at the kitchen sink that leak. He'd read aloud while I was scrubbing stains, and every amen meant we would not sink. The house that built my faith was just a frame, but every nail he drove was a whispered name. I folded slow, the paper like a pedal. I press it to my chest, the crease still deep. The ceiling's low, the light is getting thinner, but something here is heavy, not asleep. And I remember now the floorboard where he knelt to fix the leg on that old oaken chair. He said some things just take a patient hand. The splinter comes out when you let it air. The house that built my faith was never perfect, but every scar it wore was something God had let me bear. The last car pulled away, its dust settled slow. I stood at the iron latch where the fence posts bow. My sermon still hung in the rafters like smoke, a hollow echo from a voice I no longer know. I thought I was done, thought I had nothing left, but the wind through the fence played a single note. And I pressed my palm against the cold hinge, feeling the rust where the rain had been. I didn't pray, not yet, just let the air carry the scent of old Bible pages thin, from the book I left open on the pew inside, where the morning light fell on the words I tried to hide. So I waited at the gate, I didn't ask for a sign, I just let the gate have its say in the spaces between the lines. The wind through the fence kept passing through. I guess some remember the day I first set foot in this place, fresh from seminary, sure of every line I trace. Now the pages are soft from my thumb and my tears, and the gospel I preached feels older than the years. I thought I was building a house for the truth, but the foundation was cracked by the silence I used. And I let go of the latch, let my hand fall away. The wind pushed the gate an inch, then stayed. I could hear the wood settle into the frame, like a breath held too long, finally released. And the smell of the Bible from the open page became the smell of rain just before the storm gives way. So I waited at the gate, I didn't ask for a sign, I just let the gate have its say. In the spaces between the lines, the wind through the fence kept passing through. I guess something else was passing through me too. 2 cars now, maybe 3, will pass on the road and see an old gate swinging wide in the cold, and never know that a man stood here with his whole faith held in a single fear, that he had nothing left to give. But the gate didn't close, and that was enough to live. I'm still waiting at the gate, and I don't need a sign. I'll let the gate have its say. In the spaces between the lines, the wind through the fence keeps passing through. I think something else is passing through me too. And the old Bible pages, they smell like home, like a door I don't have to walk through alone. Slide from my coat onto the wooden board. The lock clicks twice like a punctuation point. I think I left a light on. No, it's the moon through the window where the frost has drawn a joint. This is the hour nobody else will claim. The only voice is the whistle of the flame. And I sit at the table where the mail still waits. I wrap my fingers around the warm ceramic. The whole world is sleeping, but here I am awake, learning how to rest in the space between the panic. The spoon turns slow against the white inside. I count the circles like a prayer I can't finish. The neighbor's dog is quiet for a change, and the clock on the wall seems less afraid of stillness. This is the moment, the ceiling holds me still. No beeps, no charts, no pills that cannot fill. And I sit at the table where the mail still waits. I wrap my fingers fingers around the warm ceramic. The whole world is sleeping, but here I am awake, learning how to rest in the space between panic. The coffee cools, but I don't move, because somewhere in this quiet room, I'm not the one who holds the floor. Someone else is keeping the door. And I sit at the table where the mail still waits. My hands let go of the warm ceramic. The whole world is sleeping, and I think I finally break into a piece that hasn't asked me to be brave.